Why don't you talk to me about what the Northbrook Caucus is and specifically your role?
Okay, the Northbrook Caucus is actually a political party by definition. It is not political, but it is a party that slates candidates to run for offices in the village of Northbrook. Now, there are only select offices that it operates for based upon residency in Northbrook. For instance, obviously, the village board, which includes village trustees, village president, and village clerk. And then you have the two school districts of District 27 and 28. Because the other two school districts share with Glenview, they have their own processes. We have the library board and the parks board. And those are the, depending upon where you live in Northbrook, are the different things that you have the ability to vote for. I think it's very important because there's, first of all, the people that are there that want to be involved and want to listen and learn get to know a lot more about the village candidates. And then you have people in Northbrook that have actually sat and listened to other people. You get to meet new people. And we're a small enough village that, in an attempt to create some unity, and I'll say this a lot, unity within our community, that's in the caucus bylaws. I mean, those words are very important. We're trying to create a sense of ownership and belonging by every village resident. And this is a way that village residents get to be involved in the process of slating candidates.
This is a very active community in terms of local politics. In the 7 years that I've seen here, especially in the last 4, it seems like people have a lot of awareness and they are eager to get involved.
Right. And this gives them another opportunity. And what I like about the caucus, it gives people with differing opinions, perhaps outside the village, the opportunity to work together in our community to have a unified approach to how we're going to operate it. Different people with different opinions working together.
Everything seems partisan these days. So how does the caucus function in a nonpartisan manner?
First of all, at the very top, our committee is filled with people that have differing opinions. I can tell you that some of my closest friends have different opinions than me about outside of Northbrook politics. One thing we all have in common is that we love our village and we want it to operate it the best way possible. We may not have agreements on how that is, but we all want it to be the best. So what we do is we find ways to work together.
So there are 3 important events coming up, right? There's the caucus meeting on November 8th, followed by the town hall meeting on November 15th, and then the general consolidated election on April 6th of 2021.
Correct.
What happens during these meetings and what are the formats?
So the 8th is at 4 p.m., just so you know, and this is a public invited forum. Our intent is to host it on Zoom. We are running into a technical issue that we're trying to resolve with regards to there are only certain people that are allowed to vote at both the 8th and the 15th, and we're trying to manage that as quickly as we can. But there will be information about that, hopefully by the time that this is broadcast, so you can put it up above my bald head. But prior to the 8th, there are subcommittees. The subcommittees, like for instance, that interview people running for library board, and we've had great turnout for all of these. They're all contested within the caucus. For instance, if people are interviewing for the library board, that group meets, interviews everybody, and then makes decisions on who they think are the best people to slate. Those people are brought in front of, on the 8th, the committee as a whole. So all committee members that have been on any committee, any subcommittee, have the opportunity to say yay or nay to that. Now, there's a lot of possibilities. Like, they don't necessarily have to slate all the possibilities. Let's say there are 4 open spots, they could slate 3. They could say, hey, here are 3 of them, and then these 2, we're gonna let the committee as a whole decide. I've been on that. I've sat in a meeting with that 4 years ago, and it can happen. And what happens, even if people get slated as this is the best. People that have interviewed have the ability to stand in front of the committee of the whole and say, hey, I request you reconsider. And then there's a conversation, and there's every committee member has the ability to, every subcommittee member has the ability to vote yes or no, and to approve or not approve that. Moving from that, you move to the meeting on the 15th, which is at 1:30 p.m. on the 15th. These will all be virtual meetings, and I am emceeing both of those. That's my job, to try to create and manage fair discourse and a fair process. And then those that have been approved by the committee as a whole go in front of the town hall meeting, where every village member that has the right to vote, like for instance, if you live in a certain part of Northbrook, you might be able to vote for the park district and not the village board. It just depends on where you live, and I'd encourage you to look that up, and we're going to have that information and how to find that out available at our website, Baldhead. But before the meeting on the 15th, please look that up. But we're also going to help guide you on that process as you check into our meeting on the 15th. And then you will vote, and we have high school kids looking things up as well for us. You will vote to approve, or if there's a contest between two people, we have voting saying, hey, of these people, who do you approve? People have seen that last 2 years ago. People have seen that many times. And then once that is over, this is town hall. Everyone in Northbrook gets to approve or not approve it. Once that's over, that's the slate. So the slate for each of those things, those are the people who get listed on the ballot as being Northbrook Village Caucus approved for the election in 2021 in April. I encourage everybody to vote for all the candidates that you can, and get to know them. If someone's running against the village caucus, and you like them, get to know it, figure it out, vote for them. But please vote, because your voice is very important in how this operates. I encourage all of you, if you're seeing this and you didn't know we had a caucus, look it up and learn about it, and learn about, this is an important election for our village and its future. Learn about what you think is important and what the people that are running stand for, and vote accordingly. This is probably the most important election we'll have in a generation at the village.